Hi, everyone. It's Arthur here at Arthur Ease Your Mind on YouTube. I'm an intuitive consultant and psychic advisor. At least that's what I tell people. And it is Sunday, the 7th, a day of infamy. And it's about 70 degrees here in Los Angeles at the moment. I know I talked to my friends back east, and you guys are having a cold spell. I apologize that I had a nice day. So, but, as I told my sister once, she was saying, I'm shoveling out of snow. I'm like, well, one day I'll be shoveling out of rubble. So don't worry about it. So anyway, there's a lot of going on, lots of craziness, like, the Orange Man's health. Who's going to leave first? Hegseth, Patel, Gnome. We got a lot of stuff about birthright citizenship with the SCOTUS, and the list goes on. But first, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. I actually got some complaints last week from people saying, why do you do housekeeping? It's like, well, when am I going to do it? When else? So, we're not doing, if we're really going to do housekeeping, you'll be seeing me wash the window or something. But anyway, so first, my name's Arthur. If anybody needs to get a reading, I've got openings. I still have openings in December at arthureaseyourmind.com. And we do Zoom readings. We do phone readings. I don't do Zoom readings where I do interpretive dance. So don't ask me for that. And next weekend, we're doing, Valerie and I from Dragonfly Crystals, we're doing our Zoom event December 13th at 3:30. I think there's 1 or 2 seats available. It's a Zoom room, about 2 hours, and it's a fun time. Everybody gets reading and all the good stuff. Also, in March, Valerie and I will be at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, doing the same show or seating, whatever you want to call it, event. It starts at 11 a.m. on the 15th of March. It's the Ides of March. Some people are getting there early, spending Friday and Saturday, and then spending Sunday with us. So it's going to be a fun time had by all. It's the readings with everybody and then individual readings. So you're with us all day. So it's going to be fun. So here. In the meantime, we are heading into the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere, and longest night. So I do have a really good guided meditation to prepare ourselves for the winter solstice, to use that energy to bring in everything that we want for 2026. I would start listening to this now, if you can. It's free. And also later in next week, I'm going to start talking about another manifestation, but it's a short one, a little ritual that you do actually on December 21st. But for right now, listen to this one. It'll help you. Okay. And what else do we have here? That's really about it. So tonight we're doing all political world event stuff. Hopefully not too many conspiracy theories. And also, as I said before, if I have been getting some interesting comments. People complaining about the housekeeping, or, well, then don't watch the show. And or one lady said, if you were that funny, you'd be on TV by now. You're not funny. Stick to the readings. She's not coming back to watch the shows anymore. She's been banned. So anyway, little things. But no, actually, guys, the channel's been growing just like my waistline, and I can't thank you enough for all the support and the love. The only thing I will say, I have been getting a lot of emails lately that there's more people. So I'm not getting back to people like that day when it comes, if you send me an email or something like that. I have been getting a lot of people asking me for questions. Can you answer this one question? Sorry, make an appointment. Or wait and have a couple more questions. So we'll see. Or attend one of the shows that I do, like with Valerie or Kevin Lewis and stuff like that, where we do answer personal questions. All right. So, but there it just may be real quick, but we do answer the personal questions during those types of shows. It's the show and the one I do on Tuesdays with Mel, Aloha Tuesdays, that we do political. I'm doing one tomorrow with Sherry on her channel called Draining the Swamp with Sherry, Mel, and myself. And that'll be, I think at 5 o'clock my time. So, and then on Wednesday, I'm with Valerie. Thursday, I'm going to be with Colleen. And then Friday is an only member show. Okay. So I'll keep an eye out on my posts. I put it all in the, in my schedule on the post. It all should be there. And also usually the day before I put up stuff on the post as well. All right. So lots of craziness. So here we go. Let's see here. Get out of this. So time for these. Hi, Katie. Hi, Arthur. Now that they will be financial records from Epstein being released, do you see DT being connected? Love these Sunday shows. Well, thank you. I like them too. I feel stuff is going to be released. It's not going to, they're going to find a reason not to release everything, unfortunately, but it's all coming out eventually. Everything will be there. Maybe not from, what they release, but I do feel, and I said this about 2 months ago, that I feel towards the end of December, possibly going into January, that there is going to be something that comes forward about the Orange Menace that everyone, it's like you just can't look away from it. And everyone goes, oh my God, that is disgusting. And I feel that's when people really start turning away. So I really feel it's going to be towards the end of this month. It may be involved with Epstein. It may be involved with something else. The guys aren't getting specific on it. They're just saying that people are going to go, it's a big OMG moment for a lot of people. And people going, ew. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Arthur. Will Blondie stop the release of the Epstein files that are supposed to be released on the 14th? I feel some stuff will be out. She'll have, oh, we can't do this, because apparently she was going to turn around and say there was no files, then there are files. Then, oh, we're going to do this other investigation, so we can't release the files. Things are going to be coming out. But I think it's slightly sanitized. But it's the records that the Democrats in the House are getting a hold of for the finances that are really going to start blowing the lids off of everything. Okay. And that's really soon. LBC 23, the Epstein files may destroy Trump, but what will destroy Putin? A bullet? I've always felt Putin is, I always see them as Tweedledee and Tweedledum. One goes down, the other follows. And I've been saying for some time, wrongly, but I still, eventually it happens. But I do feel that Putin's going down. And I know Trump's going down soon, the way everything's been looking. So, but it's more than the Epstein files that are going to destroy Trump. He himself is going to destroy himself. That's what I feel. Okay. Hi, Lori. Hi, Arthur. Hope all is well with you. So now DOJ and the FBI are compiling a list of Americans in their eyes who do not agree with the felon to go after them. Do you see this happening? I see them making lists, but see how well it worked for Comey? See how well it worked for Letitia James? Yeah, it's, and others. They can make the list, but I don't feel they're going to have the wherewithal. They may have a list of names, but they're not going to be able to go after them. Okay. Hi, Janice. Will the EU and other allies dump their U.S. Treasury bonds within the next 6 months? You know, they've been threatening that, and it's a lot of money. And I still feel they're threatening. I don't see them actually doing it. I see them threatening. So we'll see on that one. One country may turn in half. Because I know Japan was ready to turn theirs in over the summer. So we'll see what happens over the tariff crap. So we'll see what happens. Catherine, will SCOTUS vote down birthright citizenship? You know, this is a scary one. I don't trust the SCOTUS. I don't. When I looked at this scrying last night, I kept on getting that Trump is not going to get everything he wants, but there's something in there. But no matter what comes forward in their decision, it will be reversed. All right? You just can't take a Sharpie to the Constitution and say, no, just take this out. Trump doesn't want it. So that's another reason why we need this Supreme Court has to be adjusted. And I've always said there's going to be 13 eventually. Okay. Belinda, birthright citizenship, will it go away? I don't feel it does. I really don't feel it does. It might be iffy for, like, they may say, well, you have a year or something to stand up and fix things. But by the time everything happens, it's going to be reversed. That's the way I see it. Because Congress will make sure that happens. Because they're going to be blue. Teresa Spriggs, thank you very much for the super sticker. It really helps the channel. Hi, Arthur. Hope you're doing well. Will California get help from the government because of the fires? I heard Governor Newsom is trying to get help. He has been. He really has been. Yeah, Trump is saying there's no money for FEMA, or he's not giving anything to California. The only thing he's giving to California is basically, you know, National Guards and the Marines. But I do feel Governor Newsom does have something up his sleeve, that there's something he's going to, I would say within the next 3-4 weeks, he's going to say something to Trump, basically, well, okay, you're not going to pay us, fine. And he's going to come back with something, and Trump will say, oh, no, okay, we'll change it. He's going to not blackmail him, but have him over a barrel. And so we'll see what happens on that. That's what the guys were telling me. So we'll see what happens. Hi, Sue Todd. Again, I thank you for the messages and commitment of being of service. Well, XOXOXOXO to you too. Thank you. Amanda, when the truth comes out and the dust settles, do you see that humanity will recognize that we are all connected, and kindness, empathy, and responsibility for each other aren't optional, but essential? God, that reminds me of that old Coke commercial. I'd like to sing the world to sing in perfect harmony. Nice thought. And I've always said that I do feel within 2 years, words like compassion and empathy are not dirty words anymore. And eventually, are we going to be seeing Kumbaya? No. I really play guitar really bad, so don't ask me to. But Catherine, I understand Dumpy wants to pull the U.S. out of NATO and the EU. Will he do it? No. No. He can say what, I mean, children want ice cream for breakfast. You don't give it to them. So, I mean, he will throw a temper tantrum, but I don't see him being able to pull out of NATO. No. Sorry. Arthur, will the Supreme Court struck down California redistricting map, and will the Congress stop Dumpy from exiting NATO and UE? God bless. God bless you too. The redistricting, they're not going to be able to stop it in California. They didn't stop it They can use the same argument that they did in Texas. They let it go through in Texas, so why wouldn't they let it go in California? It still sits with the statements that Alito said. So, nope. And as far as Congress, I don't see us exiting NATO in the UAE. I do not see it. Okay. Angelina. Hi, Arthur. Will all the changes from the big, beautiful bill be reversed? Thank you for keeping us sane. Love your show. You guys keep me insane. No, just kidding. I already am. What I've always seen, and I've always explained it like this, is like when everything starts shifting and the House and Senate are blue, think of it like there's this little rowboat with lots of holes in it. And that's what Trump has done. Not only the holes going to be plugged up, but eventually all the wood's going to be taken down and rebuilt. Okay? They're going to not just fortify things, but they're going to rebuild it. And even better. So it's going to be built back better. Okay? See, where do we hear that from? Hi, Catherine Reagans. Hello, Arthur and Sherry. Question: will the United States send reparations to the families of the fishermen who were lost in the missile strikes? Blessings to both of you. And Walter. Yes, I have Sherry and Walter in the background today. My imaginary friends. I feel something will be done, not right away. You know, first of all, I do get Hegseth is going to be out. Eventually, he'll say whatever he says to get away, thinks he's getting away with it. But with the new administration, things will turn around. He will be facing war crimes. And at that point, then I feel the fishermen's families can get retribution. Reparation, not retribution. Well, I guess that is retribution in some ways. But there's a lot of information that we still don't know. And it's going to take a year before everything comes out, the real details. But Hegseth, his days are numbered. Just like I said 2 months ago, I saw Kash Patel leaving. I still see it. And Kristi Noem, I still see it. And Nancy Mace, I still see it. Okay? Hi, Susan Todd. Again, thank you for your message of commitment. Yeah. You're welcome, Susan. Catherine, Dumpy wants to revive the Monroe Doctrine. Will he be able to pull that off? This is one of the reasons why we're late today. I was asking Walter and Sherry, what is the Monroe Doctrine? How do you read it? And Walter said, he's basically doing it now anyway. So, it's not official. And I don't think he will make it official. But I don't think he's going to be around long enough to follow through on it. Idle Angel? Hi, Arthur. Does 45 have dementia? And how can we get him out of office? Thanks. He's got something. Dementia, Alzheimer's. I mean, his father, Fred, you know, he was diagnosed when he was about 79, 80, when they kept on giving him the cognitive tests every week. And what they would do is they would bring him to the office. And he'd sit there and they'd give him blank pieces of paper just to work. And then he had a phone, and the only phone number that worked on it was to a secretary. So we couldn't really call out. So he thought he was working the whole time. But I don't think they'll be able to do that with Donnie. There's something definitely wrong here. And I'm going out on a limb, maybe not, but I keep on saying, you know, I felt the end of September, things would really start creeping up around him. So that's when I also said he'd be around generals, but I got it wrong. He was around the generals. The generals were around him. And then I feel February, we're facing a constitutional crisis and he's stepping down. He's being forced out. I feel it may be due to health reasons, but also whatever's coming down end of this month into January, whenever he goes, oh my God, ew, I feel that's going to have a lot to do with it as well. At the same time, I've never seen J.D. Vance, the vice president, quote unquote, becoming president. So however that's going to work out, we'll see. But he's going to be going, he's got Alzheimer's, dementia, he's got something, okay? The elevator's not going to the top floor. So, Arthur, do you see Congress stopping Dumpy from going to war with Venezuela and changing from GOP to Dem before the midterms? Well, I do not see Congress saying we're going to war with Venezuela. Number one, he can say it all he wants, but it's not going to be official. And I've been saying this for months now. I think I first said it back in February that I felt the House would turn blue before the midterms. I still feel that, especially at the rate GOP people are saying they're going to resign. Okay. Hi, Sharon. A family from Venezuela is suing the Trump administration for blowing up the fishing boats. Will they be successful? It's all going to be put on hold for years. But eventually, to answer the question about the reparations and stuff, I feel that can happen. Will Trump implement his national security strategy, leave NATO and further alienate our allies? We're not leaving NATO. I do not see it. He may want to try. It's not going to happen. I feel generals and admirals will do things in such a way that it will not happen. Okay. Hi, Winnie. My question is, if the felon flees the U.S., what will his children do? Do they follow or take the heat? Thank you so much. I don't see him fleeing. Now, others have said he's going to Saudi Arabia and he's going to be, he's not. I never see it. I see him on a gurney, handcuffed, and the kids, they're getting in trouble. That's what I see. So, that's what I see. How does Admiral Bradley feel about being the fall guy? Well, he's going to speak up. He's definitely going to speak up because he did not do that on his own accord. He did not do that willy-nilly. He did not get the order directly. The order was given to him. And also, I feel it's going to show that they're going to lie and say that we talked to the lawyers. They said this is legal. And that's why he followed through on it. Then we'll see. Oh, no, he's going to fight. Dr. Surfer Chick. Hi, Arthur. And thank you, by the way. Was the SS in front of Hex's nameplate a spelling error, or was it a nod to the Third Reich's SS? I don't like saying that name. Thank you for keeping us sane. I think it was just a misspelling. First of all, the fact that they're having cabinet meetings with little signs about who everybody is, don't you think the president would know supposedly who those people are? It's like, and that's why, if you notice, they're putting on in gold lettering, the White House, the Oval Office, the bathroom. It's like people with Alzheimer's need those little signs all over the place. Like when they sit down, there's a little thing that says cutlery and there's a knife and a fork. I do feel that's part of what's going on here. Lead them in the right direction. Okay. But no, I feel that was just laziness on whoever was doing it. I don't feel it had any homage to the Third Reich. Cheryl, thank you. And you became a new member. Yay! Well, we're going to be doing a show on Friday, so buckle up. It's going to be fun. Carrig, hi, Arthur. What will happen to the children without insurance? I feel there's going to be some months where things are going to get dicey with insurance, but then things get turned around. I feel there will be people making lots of donations, people with hearts. It's kind of like St. Jude Children's Hospital, where no one has to pay if the child is being treated. And they also pay for their housing and stuff like that. But there are already children without insurance. But it's going to get worse. But then it has to get worse before it gets better. But I don't want to say children are going to be, completely left out. But there's going to be, it's not going to be pretty for a couple months. I'm sorry. Hi, Artist Liz. Thank you for the super sticker. Janet Jackson, are the murders of our indigenous women going to stop? I just heard a real loud yes on this. There are people being investigated quietly. So, and we don't know about because it's quiet. I feel as we get to, they just showed me a calendar. They just showed me June, July of 2026 arrests. Okay. Thank you, Miss Ross. Thank you. Christine Thomas, will dual citizenship be changed in the future? No. I'm not seeing it. They may want to try and change it, but it's not going to happen. And in time, I feel they will also change. Were you born a male? Were you born female? Will change for the trans community. That's in about a year and a half, 2 years, when we get the new when Congress changes. Okay. Hi, Degar. Thank you for the super sticker. When will JFK Jr. be gone? I know he should be gone by now. He's dangerous to our country and people. I love your shows and collaborations. You all keep me sane. God, maybe I should put, instead of Arthur Ease Your Mind, Arthur, he keeps you sane while he's insane. That might be a good title. Honestly, I thought he'd be gone by now. Little glowworm still is glowing, I guess. But the fact what he did with the CDC, the fact that they're changing that babies do not need to get hepatitis shots, it's nuts because they're not scientists. They're wackos. Again, I just see tons of changes in February or right before February. So let's keep it at that. Okay. Francis, is there going to be a proxy war in Venezuela among US, China, and Russia soon? You know what? I'm going to pull a creepy kid card. See what they have to say. Ooh, I like this. Returns to normal. So I would say, as far as a proxy war, there's going to be some stuff going down. Followed by Toronto wins. That's what's going to be going down. Or tornado wins. But celebrate success. It all It's all going to come down. And I feel the dictator of Venezuela, I feel things change around him too. Not that the U.S. is going to have anything to do with it. But I do not see the United States invading Venezuela to steal their oil. I mean, that's what the boats have nothing to do with it. It's just a distraction again. You know, he's worrying about them running drugs into the country on these little boats, but then he pardons a drug lord. Yeah. Read the fine print, people. For the love of Gotham, are you a Batman fan? Will Witkoff be charged for assisting Russia? Witkoff and Jared are not Senate confirmed legally, should not be working on behalf of the country. Will the Congress and Senate step up and stop it? It's called the Logan Act. And not right now, but it will change. Thing is, people, I do see like there's people taking notes. So when we have when the Congress turns blue, then things get back to order. Okay. Will the House and Senate be blue in 2028 so that some humane legislation can get passed? Yes. 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 Midterms. Also, articles of impeachment have been filed against Pete Kegsbreath. Will it be the reason why he leaves the position? Where does Peter end up? With his own show on Newsmax. But eventually behind bars. And I think before he's fired, before he's impeached, I feel he resigns. But it's still going to catch up to him. I'm longing to see Jared punished. Jared pushing in stripes. Will my dream come true? I see more orange around him than stripes. But yes. Ginger, will re-migration efforts be blocked? Don't want a homogenized country. It's going to be blocked. It's going to. They're trying to do it now with ICE and everything, but it's going to be blocked. Like, oh, we're going to pick and choose who we want in this country. Can we do it? I don't like people with orange faces. You know, unless they know how to blend. Charo asks backwards. France had its military agreement with Russia terminated and military interception over nuclear submarine base there have occurred. I was born in Paris and have seen something of concern for 2 years. Yeah, apparently there were lots of drones, Russian drones going over nuclear submarines in France. I feel Putin is pushing it to see how far he can get away with it, trying to collapse NATO, but it's not going to work. Okay, très bien. Do UMB from Saudi Arabia being charged for murdering the innocent reporter Khashoggi? And would Bibi also be charged for his wrongdoing? I take you're talking about the prince and Netanyahu. Netanyahu will be charged. He will be going down. He asked for pardon. I don't see that happening. Also, unfortunately, the Saudi Arabia guy, he's too protected. He has too much money. But there's another realm that he'll have to report to. Same thing as Jared Kushner. Okay? Hi, Kim. What will Baron be to the U.S. after his father is gone? A shining light or a tyrant like his father? You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. I love you, little teddy bear. Baron? Well, I don't see him doing Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, that was another comment. You make these stupid comments after you say something, Arthur. Stop it. Sorry. Don't watch the channel. You know, it was funny. I was watching somebody saying, you know, the right wing always has these like crazy, insane conspiracy theories about the left. And he said, here's some crazy conspiracy theories that we're hearing on the right, on the left, but we're not telling the right. And one of them was that Baron has a secret Argentinian boyfriend who's a dancer, and he stays on one floor at Trump Tower, and nobody's allowed to go on it or off it except him and Baron and Mom. So just putting it out there. Entertainment purposes only. Kimmy, thank you. I just see Baron just like the kid's worth $19 million. I mean, please, he's 19 years old or something, or 40 million. I don't know. He's not going to be in politics. I can tell you that. This may sound like a dumb question. There's no dumb questions, just dumb people. Don't these people like Hegseth feel bad at all? No. You have to have a heart. Sorry, Tin Man. No, empathy. No. If they did, they wouldn't be doing it. It's like saying that. Well, I think Charles Manson had some empathy, didn't he? No. Next question. Will Khashoggi work on an article about Was Khashoggi working on an article about EP and his travel business when he was butchered? I'm going to ask a question or favor. When you're putting in these initials and abbreviations, I don't know what some of them are. Are you asking if he's working about Epstein? I don't think he was working on Epstein. I think he was working on other stuff regarding the prince. So we'll take it from there. Okay? So yeah, please, just makes my life easier. Be powerful. Be powerful. Nice. Do you think that we will go back to recognizing the International Criminal Court so that the administration will be prosecuted or tried at The Hague? Yes. I got a yes on that. Also, they just remade the movie about the Nuremberg trials. Some of the actors were giving interviews and were saying that they went back and saw the history and they were just devastated on how everything back in Nuremberg is like repeating itself today. So yeah, we're going to get hers to hearing. I was just following orders. And that doesn't work. But thank you. Great question. Thank you. Will we get through it together? Yes. Yes, we will. We have no choice. It's like, oh God, this is a horrible example. It shows you where my brain is at the moment. But it's like when Caesar from the Planet of the Apes movies, where he picks up all the sticks and goes, stronger in groups, you know? Yeah, we're stronger together. We are going to get through this together. We really are. We have 1702 in the room. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us. Thank you. R.A. West. Is the man they arrested the J 6 bomber. I remember a search warrant was served at his VA Virginia property during the Biden administration. If he is the JS bomber, have they been sitting on this for distraction? Actually, that's what I was getting when they announced it. It's like, oh, out of nowhere, they finally got this guy. But it blew up in their face. Because all this time they were saying, oh, he's deep state. Oh, he's against Trump. He's a Trumper. He didn't like the fact he said the election was stolen. That's why he did it. I have said that they've known who this person is for a while. But during the Biden administration, I was reading another article where, he wore I think it was Nike sneakers. So they had to go through who bought Nike sneakers, in that area recently. I mean, they come through a lot of stuff and to get to this person. So Blvd makes it sound like they did absolutely nothing. Like they just put the file away. And that's a lie. They were saying, how come it took so long to get Kamala Harris out of there? I feel some of that's a lie. Okay. So, and again, consider the source. These people are like getting their hands caught with hand in the cookie jar, then turning around saying, oh, I'm not stealing one. It's for you. I'm giving you a cookie. You're right. We will get through this. Yes, we do get through it together. United we stand. Hi, Mary. Starshine. Hello, Arthur. Do you see disruption in air travel over Christmas and New Year's? If you consider little kids like bang their feet on your seat, yeah, I see that. But like grids going down, no. There may be one or two weather situations that may ground some planes and have some delays. But disruptions as far as an evil intent, I'm not feeling that. If there's any disruptions, it's because of incompetence coming from the top, not from the air traffic controllers. Okay. There are silent heroes. Hi, Carol. James, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are so generous. And it does go right back to the channel. Deborah, will the new architects, Shalom Barnes, complete the busted ballroom project, or will they walk away too? They want to take the money, but I never see the ballroom being completed. I mean, he wants it even bigger now. It's going to be twice the size of the White House when timing he wants. I mean, let's face it, the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum, so maybe he wants the ballroom to be his mausoleum. I don't know, but I feel I never see the White House. I mean, I always see the East Wing being reconstructed, and the ballroom going bye-bye. Okay. And the Rose Garden coming back instead of some little nightclub. Could you see Trump giving the racist Cinnabon clerk? Wait. Could you see Trump giving the racist Cinnabon clerk in Wisconsin a Department of Tourism position? We reward wrong things now. I just got a no on it. He may try, but it's going to fall through. Raymond, what will become of the ballroom? We just said that. It'll be a blank page in history. Here's the picture of the ballroom. No, nothing new. Thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. You guys are so kind. Thank you. Carmen. Hi, Arthur. Do you think the Mexican president is going to be able to take back the stolen territory from the USA someday? She says she's thinking about it. Is she going to take back Texas? I hope so. I'll do a I'll do a telethon for that. More power to her. I love her. More power to her. Arthur, which is the greatest existential threat, AA or fascism? Or since we may have an amalgam or of both? Amalgamum of both? Well, it's really dangerous when the fascists are using AI to put out pictures of Trump flying over people on No King's Day and dropping crap on them. Yeah, it's a great threat. It's fascism. I feel is a more existential threat. I mean, you asked, that's what I'm coming up with. Will it be the younger generation college students standing up to Dumpty and making the Dems win in 2026? They are already blocking ICE and do not see ICE being charged for their crimes. ICE will be charged eventually. Just like the pastor that was shot twice at with the pepper balls, and they can kill you. They shot him in the head and in I believe his chest. And I feel eventually they will. I mean, there's a lawsuit going on against them right now. So there's going to be more lawsuits. And also, as I've always said, these guys are getting paid. There's a paper trail. I don't think they're being paid like in little envelopes and cash like, the mafia would do it. Well, maybe, but no. I just see that there's a record of who got paid for what, and we'll be able to go after them. That's a good question. Thank you. I was going to say Lori Marshmallow, but it's Lori Marshall. Hello, Arthur. Will the FIFA World Cup be widely attended, or will people stay away in droves for fear of being mistreated by agencies like ICE? Is that going to be in the United States? I don't know. I don't see it being attended. I don't. Maybe maybe on YouTube. That's about it. I don't see people showing up. If it's not in the States, they probably would. But I wish they would award me a peace prize. What will happen to the airline that was given to the felon? Oh, the airplane? Now, where I grew up in Bucks County, they had a place called Flannery's. It was an airplane that they turned into a diner. Yeah, just saying. Gary Flannery actually was in the movie All That Jazz. But yeah, it was a restaurant. There've been a couple places that have been planes turned into restaurants and things. But I don't see Trump ever flying in that thing. I don't. It's gonna become a museum. That's the only thing that'll be in the Trump museum besides a Ronald McDonald coloring book. And we find out he colored outside the lines. Anya, how soon after 45 is gone will the trillionaires, billionaires, and millionaires be taxed? A lot of laws are going to have to be changed. A lot of lobbyists. Eventually. They're not giving me an exact time frame. I'm sorry. So I'll just say eventually. I know people hate when I say eventually. In fact, I've gotten a lot of comments. Well, if you were a psychic, you would know. It's fluid, people. But eventually it does happen. Just like the words empathy and compassion come back into our language. Yay. I'm sorry, I don't know who this is, so we're going to skip this question. Do you see any changes for the health of MTG? I don't see a brain transplant. I don't see it getting anything worse. No, I see status quo. What will happen with the 50-year mortgage? Remember the Etzel? It ain't going to happen. I don't feel it's going to happen. I don't see banks. No, I don't see it. We skipped that question. Hello, Arthur. Will the people deported by the fascists be returned back to us? Also, will they get reparations for the travesty they endured? There's something that is going to be put in place, James Clark. I do feel things get... It's going to take time, but I have to say this also. It's like the children that were separated at the border. Thank you, Stephen Miller. Many of those children were never reunited with their families. There are going to be people, I feel, that will slip through between the cracks, unfortunately. But I do feel in time, things will be corrected the best they can be. Okay. Will the Senate bill to make U.S. citizenship exclusive pass? There would be major fallout. No. I don't see it happening. I don't see it passing. Will Elon and Doge by force to return all the money they stole? And would it be the money or freedom? And would anyone be charged? The money's gone. They took the money. But I do feel the people that got fired because of Doge, things will be reworked. And let me say this. Things are not going to be back in place the way they were. But I do feel there will be some, when the new Congress comes in, there'll be a lot of hearings about Doge. Okay. And people will get in trouble. Elizabeth, will Trump actually do the $2,000 dividend for the public? And if so, when? I have never seen it. Just like I got my Doge check. You know, you get your $2,000 check from... No. Besides that, Costco is suing him, and the money for the $2,000 for everybody would be from the tariffs. And if Costco gets all their money back when they sue the Trump administration, where's the $2,000? How's it going to have $2,000? But Trump is also saying, "Oh, give them $2,000. That's to cover their health care for the year, to help them." Yeah, right. That wouldn't even include one bill I got from Cedars-Sinai last week, or like my insurance covered it. So no, I don't see us getting checks for $2,000. Sasha, where do you see inflation going over the next 6 months? Thank you. I see it leveling out, but not because of things Trump has put into place. I see it leveling out. They just said leveling out. I don't see it in 6 months. It may start going down, but it has nothing to do with the Trump administration. Okay. I guess there's time for one more. Deborah, was it more distraction, or does 45 really want to change the Lincoln Memorial and reflective pool? It's not going to happen. Like I said, children want ice cream for breakfast. We don't give it to them. He won't be able to just say willy-nilly, say he wants to do it and they do it. No, I don't see it happening. Just like I do not see the Arc de Trump being built either. That's 2 or 3 times the size of the Lincoln Memorial. It's crazy. But there you go. It's crazy. Will the next administration reverse all of 45's anti-trans exclusive orders? Yes, and then some. Yes. They brainwash these people. I mean, trans people are less than 1% of the population, but they made them into the boogeyman. They made them into vile people. That's the same thing the Nazis did with the Jews. It's, they're just making, like, they're inhuman. And that's what they tried to do with all the immigrants and everything. And now that's what they're trying to do with the Somalians. And that's what they tried to do with all those people eating dogs and cats. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. It all blows up in their faces. And yes, it will be reversed and fortified. And we will be able to have drag shows again in Texas, unless it's part of Mexico. But then Mexicans will probably let it happen. Okay. There you go. Well, 1870 in the room. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you to the moderators like Bora. You guys, I couldn't do these shows without you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we get ready for the holidays, you're going to be hearing stuff like, oh, they're taking Christ out of Christmas. You never went shopping with me. Jesus Christ, that's expensive. I always keep Christ in my Christmas shopping. But no, seriously, why did China meet with India? Talk about the money, their own currency, and to piss Trump off. Okay. So I hope that answers, that'll be the last question. Okay. So as I was saying, as we get into the holidays, just take a moment. I think I said this last week about presents. The best present is to be present for someone. It's just being there for each other. And that's what it's all about. So again, we're all in this together. None of us are alone. This is a great, wonderful community. And like I said, I do read the comments after the shows, the chat, because I can't do it at the same time. And you guys really look out for each other, and it really warms my heart that you do that. And you're very protective, which I appreciate. And so I just want to thank everybody for being here today. All right. So thank you. And we'll see you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.